The sound of thunder roared above as Gbadebo lay broken on the forest floor. He was breathing faintly, his chest aching with every movement. The rain had started earlier in the evening, a heavy downpour that soaked him completely. In the distance, he could hear the barks of wild dogs, the cries of owls, and the singing of birds hidden in the trees. His thoughts returned to the faces of the men who had abandoned him here, men he had trusted, his own brothers. How had it come to this? A quick flashback to the beginning of how it all started. Years ago, Gbadebo had been a proud young man in the prosperous village of Ishola, known for his fertile lands and skilled artisans. His father, Olokun, was the revered chief of the village, a man of wisdom and strength. Gbadebo was one of his youngest sons, but had always shown promise in ways his older brothers had not. While his brothers, Adebayo and Abiodun, were busy with hunting, farming, and the affairs of the village, Gbadebo was drawn to the mysteries of the ancestors, the old stories, and the stars that hung like watchful eyes in the night sky. His curiosity led him to spend hours with the village elders, learning the ancient ways, absorbing the secrets of healing herbs, and understanding the signs of the skies. His father saw something special in him, though he never said it aloud. And maybe it was this unspoken favoritism that brought the flames of envy in his older brother's hearts. One day, Gbadebo had a vision during one of his meditations. In the vision, he stood alone on top of a hill, surrounded by his brothers, who knelt before him as if seeking his guidance. He saw the entire village behind them looking up to him with respect. The vision was clear and powerful when he shared it with his family. However, it was not met with admiration. Adebayo, his elder brother, looked at him with anger and said, "You think you are greater than us? I only shared what I saw." Gbadebo replied, his voice calm, but deep inside he sensed trouble. He knew his brother's tempers, but he had not anticipated how far their jealousy would go. As time passed, Gbadebo's brothers became more distant, their glances colder, their whispers louder. It was no secret in the village that Adebayo and Abiodun resented their younger brother, and people began to speculate about their rivalry. One day, a terrible event shook the village. Chief Olokun's prized hunting trophies were stolen from the shrine where they were displayed. These hunting trophies had been passed down through generations and held great spiritual significance. The village elders were outraged, and Chief Olokun declared that whosoever had stolen them would face severe judgment. The day after the theft, Adebayo and Abiodun approached their father with gloomy faces. "Father, we have found the thief," Adebayo said, his voice heavy with false sorrow. Olokun's eyes darkened. "Who is it?" he asked. Abiodun stepped forward. "It is Gbadebo, father. We found the trophies hidden near his hut." Gbadebo was summoned immediately. Shocked by the accusation, he denied it vehemently. But the evidence was undeniable. The stolen items were found in a sack hidden behind his hut. He could hardly believe what was happening. He could see the triumph in his brother's eyes as they pressed the accusation, pushing him further into the web of lies they had created. "I did not steal them," Gbadebo cried. "This is a trap." But his father, in his grief and anger, was deaf to his pleas. "You have dishonored our family, Gbadebo," Olokun said, his voice heavy with disappointment. "I cannot allow you to remain in this village." With that, Gbadebo was banished from the town of Ishola. the only home he had ever known. Gbadebo wandered through the wilderness for days, aimless and broken, hungry and left to die. Gbadebo had lost everything. He has lost his family, his home, and his honor. But as the days unraveled, he began to realize that maybe his banishment was not the end. He had always felt that his path was different, that the ancestors had something greater in store for him. Perhaps this was part of that journey. With newfound resolve, Gbadebo set his sight on the distant village of Odon, where he had heard there was a wise healer who could teach him the secret of the earth and the spirits. He traveled by night, resting in shadows of trees, the cries of the wild echoing in the distance. Upon reaching Odon, Gbadebo found the healer called Yeye Oshun. She was a respected elder known for her vast knowledge of the land and her ability to communicate with the ancestors. Under her guidance, Gbadebo honed his skills in healing, in reading omens, seeing visions, and in understanding the will of the gods. But more importantly, he learned patience and humility. Years passed, and Gbadebo's reputation as a healer and a seer grew. He became known as the man who speaks with the ancestors, and people from far and wide came to seek his guidance. The more he grew in wisdom, the more he realized how his brother's betrayal had shaped his destiny. Had they not cast him out, he would never have learned the ways of the ancestors or unlocked the deeper mysteries of the world. But Gbadebo had not forgotten Ishola. He dreamt often of his home and of his father. He wondered if Olokun still thought of him as a thief or if he had come to realize the truth. One day, word reached Odon of a great drought that had struck Ishola. The once fertile lands had dried up, and the village was on the brink of famine. Many believed that the gods had turned against them, punishing the village for some unknown sin. Gbadebo knew what he had to do. He gathered his herbs, his charms, and his staff, and set out for Ishola. When Gbadebo returned to Ishola, he found the village in ruins. The fields were dry, and the people were thin and weak from hunger. His heart ached to see his once thriving home reduced to such a state. But the worst blow came when he learned that his father, Chief Olokun, was greatly ill. The elders had tried everything to heal him, but nothing worked. They feared that the chief would not survive the next moon, which is about 30 days in the ancient calendar system. Gbadebo made his way to his father's hut, where he found Olokun lying on a bed of woven mats, his face pale and skinny. Adebayo and Abiodun stood at his side, their faces engraved with worry. The moment they saw Gbadebo, their eyes widened with shock and fear. "You, Adebayo East, how dare you show your face here after what you did?" "I came to help," Gbadebo said, his voice steady. "I have learned much since I left Ishola. I can heal our father." "You will do no such thing," Abiodun shouted. "Leave now or we will." "Enough," Olokun's weak voice interrupted. He struggled to sit up, his eyes locking onto Gbadebo. "Let him speak." Gbadebo approached his father and knelt by his side. He could feel the weight of the years that had passed between them, the bitterness and pain. But he also felt a deep unspoken bond, one that could not be broken by lies. "I did not steal from you, father," Gbadebo said softly. "I was framed." Olokun closed his eyes, and for a moment there was only silence. Then slowly he nodded. "I know," he whispered. "I have known for some time now." As Gbadebo walked to heal his father, the truth finally came to light. One of the elders, a man named Adeyemi, had overheard Adebayo and Abiodun plotting to frame Gbadebo all those years ago. He had stayed silent out of fear, but with the village on the brink of collapse, he could no longer hold his tongue. The people of Ishola were outraged. Adebayo and Abiodun were stripped of their titles and banished from the village, forced to wander the wilderness just as they had once made Gbadebo do. Their envy and greed had brought shame upon their family and nearly destroyed their home. With his father restored to health and his brothers banished, Gbadebo was welcomed back into the village as a hero. His knowledge and wisdom helped the town of Ishola recover from the drought and famine, and under his guidance, the village flourished once again. But Gbadebo did not seek revenge or hold on to the bitterness of the past. He knew that his journey, though painful, had led him to a greater purpose. He had become the man the ancestors had always intended him to be, and his trials had only strengthened his resolve. As Chief Olokun stepped down from his role, the elders unanimously chose Gbadebo to lead the village. And so the boy who had once been cast out as a thief rose to become one of the most outstanding leaders in Ishola's history, a man of wisdom, compassion, and strength. He also called the elders in the village, asking for his brothers to be forgiven and restored back to the village. Gbadebo said once again, "I did not come for vengeance, but for healing. Not just the healing of our bodies, but for the past pains and hurt. I only bring forgiveness, not bitterness." To him, he saw all that happened to him as an indirect blessing instead of regret. The story of Gbadebo proved that sometimes the greatest tragedies in our lives are the very things that lead us to our destiny. What we may see as suffering or betrayal can be the ancestors' way of guiding us towards a greater good. In the end, it is not the fall that defines us, but how we rise from it. Thank you for watching today's folktale. If you enjoyed this folktale and want to hear more captivating stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any episode. Kindly share your favorite lesson from today's video in the comment below. For more thrilling stories and adventures, click to watch other of our videos or check out the full playlist on our channel. See you in the next story. Thank you.